That's all you get.
It's breakfast time.
No, help me, Sarah.
Who knew that sheep could be so strong?
No.
How much
no
do you think
more.
this girl weighs?
She's a mum sheep, so she weighs probably about 100 pounds, 110, 120. She's covered with burrs because she went into the fence by the trees and.
So we've got them on a rainy, muddy, burr-filled day. The sheep are looking good here at Donegal Heritage Farm. All right, Joanna, why are some of the sheep white and others brown?
The brown sheep are a heritage breed. They're called Navajo churros, and they are the sheep that originally sustained the Navajo Indians in the Southwest. And they are now quite scarce, and we have a small flock of them. I have about 12. And the rest of these are East Frisians, and they are dairy sheep. They give a lot of milk, and they feed their lambs with lots of wonderful organic milk, and then the lambs eat pasture, and then they become lamb chops.
Then they become lamb chops.
Yes.
They're very friendly. How smart is a sheep?
I think they're very smart, and they recognize people, and they even recognize if you're wearing different clothes. And this is Estelle.
Tom says they recognize the different outfits because they're women.
That could be true. Yes, they are sort of princesses.
So what are the different cuts that you'll eventually get from a sheep?
Cover your ears, Estelle. You don't want to hear this. It's only the lambs that become meat.
Okay.
And so there is rack of lamb, leg of lamb, lamb chops, ground lamb.
So you really do a lot with them.
You can do a lot, yes.
Okay, and taste difference between the lamb that you get from the farm and that's packaged in the store?
The lamb from the farm, especially the lamb that's fed on the mother's milk and the grass, is very, very mild. Whereas the packaged store lamb is often a stronger tasting because the lambs are feedlot lambs.
Feedlot lambs.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
That means they are fed grain, which it's good for a pig and good for a chicken, but it's not good for a sheep because the sheep is a ruminant and they're meant to eat grass, not grains. Grains are hard on their stomach. I mean, we give them a little bit as a treat, but they shouldn't be fed grains primarily.
Okay. Where can people pick up the Donegal meats?
We sell a lot through the farm gate, and people order online or they phone us, and the Pembroke Farmers Market, and the Ottawa Valley Food Co-op.
Before we go, we have to mention, we visited a lovely restaurant in White Lake called Castle Garth last week, and they were telling me that you're actually having a dinner this Friday night. And you'll be featuring several different courses of meat fresh from the farm. So if people wanted to come down, what can they expect? You're actually going to be explaining each course?
Well, the chef there, Matt, he does nose to tail. He buys a whole pig or a whole lamb, and he turns every bit of that into a delicious meal. And they're doing that on Friday night. They're getting a pig from us tomorrow and a lamb, and yes, he'll be explaining what kind of cuts he's done and how he cooks that meat, so it's so tasty.
It is so good. If you haven't tried Castle Garth restaurant, A, I recommend it, and B, absolutely on Friday night, because the fresh meat from Donegal Farm will be there, and then with Matt and Jennifer cooking it, it's going to be exquisite. Thanks a lot for having us today.
Oh, you're
It was
welcome.
a real pleasure to meet you, Tom. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to get you both
Say
so
bye,
wet.
Estelle. Wave your ears. Say goodbye.
Head to the Donegal Farm website for more information.